Hey there, y'all. Disney D Prince here today with another Barbie unboxing. Today I have another one of the Barbie style dolls. Today I picked up Barbie style number 2. And she is very pretty. She has the goddess face sculpt, and she's got a couple of fun pieces that are really well made. Not to mention she's got a bunch of kind of exclusive accessories that come in here. And she's got a beautiful face with some braids, and hopefully these pieces feel as good as they look. So, as with all of the other Barbie styles, you open up to find these great display quality boxes inside. And it does show our doll here in the center, and then some other of the accessories on the sides. Now, I just really don't have a way to keep that open on that side. There we go. So here in the central panel, we have our doll, and she's got kind of like a modesty screen going on because she's just wearing a tank top and some underwear. And then we have the rest of our accessories over here. So it is a very cool box. And then if you follow Barbie Style on Instagram, sometimes they'll show people's My Own Barbie Style, where people go through and they do their own iterations of these using these boxes because they are just so high quality. So let's take a look first at the central compartment with the doll. So she is a made-to-move doll in the medium dark skin tone. She is great looking. She has these tank top and underwear combo that match, so she can be comfortable no matter what part of the day it is. So we are going to take some of this out and look at all of these pieces. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the centerpiece out, because this whole centerpiece does slide out, and then in fact we can take our box and move it off to the side because we don't really need it right this minute. And so we have our central box, and then it does have some things going on in the back here. There's a lot of tabs. She does have her stand and her certificate back here also. So we'll put the stand together. And it's a basic Barbie stand with the black base and the clip and the clear pole. So nothing super original or anything about that. But it does make for an easy transition amongst these dolls. So our first thing that we want to do is try to go through and look at some of these tabs that are folded here on the inside, because it just makes your lives a little easier to try and get those open, in addition to slicing the tape here at the top will make your lives a little easier. So now it doesn't do much on the center, but it really does help here on the sides where you're trying to get these other tabs out. And then there's also another one on the bottom. So once you get those tabs, you can basically push the whole thing through. If we can get these out in a reasonable amount of energy without destroying the box. That is the goal, is to be able to really just take these off easily without the crazy amount of effort. And then there's other little tabs that are holding things together in the back that we're going to remove. And then that's how we get those out. And our whole little our whole side panel thing is now removed. And we're going to take those off here in just a minute, because we're going to look at everything first, like this, on its own. And then we're going to go through and do the same thing on the other side to really to make our lives a little easier, to not have to do this all really sporadically. And I do love the way that they secure everything in here, because it's not a ton of little staples holding everything on. It's really just a lot of tension. Coming up on the holidays, we all know a lot about tension, right? But we want to just kind of take as many of these out as we can. Just kind of push them through, pull out, and again pulling out this part that's got our accessories on it, while also gently removing some of these that may have, yes, these do have little staples. So be careful, there are a couple of little staples in there. Not a ton, but there are some connecting this box. And then that was it for the fashions to come out. And again, we have this this outfit right here that we're gonna do that. And so we have our other dolls. I'm gonna move this little Barbie style certificate off the way. I never quite understand really what the certificates are for, because it's like, what am I gonna do with those? Somebody gonna ask to see my Barbie's papers, you know? So let's get our last doll out of there, or our last piece out of there, which is the doll. And these are relatively simple to remove. Just kind of take it out with as little force as possible to try and preserve that paper. The paper backing, because that's what we want to use for our Instagrams later on, because this is a $100 doll. And then there is a little tape down here, or a little rubber band down here. That we're gonna do. And so we take our Barbie style doll, and we've got our insert back. We can set that off to the side before we start getting around to actually taking her out of her little area. So it's a very cute doll, very well designed, and really I don't have a lot of qualms about these dolls, except for the fact that they are retailing for $100. And as a lot of people kind of point out on Instagram, that this is basically just fashionistas with made-to-move bodies and then better fashions. Which, honestly, if you're rebodying a fashionista and you're buying fashions from a third party or something like that, it is going to cost you about $100. Like, let's be real. So the price is not ridiculous. It's more that this is kind of what we come to expect from Mattel at this point. And we're all just kind of, tired as collectors. But I am always here for more made-to-move dolls. Like, I love made-to-move. If you've followed my channel, you know I will take most of my dolls and make them made-to-move. I love to do a color match video. And honestly, they're my favorite doll bodies. So, okay. So I think we got it all off. There we go. All right, and now she is out. So there she is. She is very cute. She's got these silver sunglasses, which is a huge pet peeve of mine because they are not transparent. They are not mirrored. They are just like a dull metallic silver. I mean, they're just a metallic silver, which is fine, but is not a functional accessory for reasons that I don't understand why it can't be a functional accessory. And then we're gonna pop these in. For some reason, these stands really like to pitch your dolls forward. So let's look at our yellow dress, which is very much the statement dress. And this is not a dress. It is 2 pieces. So what we have is actually snaps back here, which, as a guy with big fingers, I don't love that, because these are much more susceptible to snagging. But this is a very, very thin material, and I think that's why they didn't use Velcro. This is very much a like a taffeta almost. So it does have those snap closures. These are all ribbed and sewn. It's a different kind of material for the bow. The cuffs are hemmed and lined. Like, that's a really pretty top. And let's look at this. The bottom also has the same kind of snap closure. This one has something attached to it, I think. Oh, no, it's just stuck in the little tab. Okay, that was why. I was like, why is this not coming out properly? Okay. So, it's very pretty. It is lined. There is a slip under here also. So, very pretty. I'm here for that. My one thing is they did put these little staples in there to secure it, which I don't know why they felt the need to do that, especially on a doll that's not sold open box. Like, a lot of the dolls, when they do that, you can kind of brush it off as, oh, well, they want it to be posed. But with a doll that is not sold with its doll like actually facing, it doesn't make a ton of sense. And then we have these shoes, some strappy sandal stilettos. Very cute. Very cute. Um, very much a kind of a basic at that point, which I love getting a basic. Like, it sounds weird when I say it like that, but having a good basic piece is great because you can use it for everything. Then you have a little iPhone, and this is actually a Barbie style Instagram page, which if you look at it is very close to it. It's just hard to see. And we have a cuff. This is a very tight cuff. So you're going to have to do some work or either take off the hand to put it on. I don't love how tight that cuff is. Makes me a little worried for this watch. Oop, that just shot out. Sorry about that. So it is a little metallic gold watch. Nothing really special about these watches. We've seen this mold before. It is nice to have it in actual jewelry colors, but yeah. And then you have this little clutch. This is molded plastic, but it is dual molded, I think, because that white is a different kind of material because you can feel the difference, and it's not just paint. And so that's it for this side. And now I'm gonna go through and style her in a minute, but I want to just kind of show everything first, or everything that we get. And then over here we have our first piece, which is these sort of workout shorts. They are like a stretch material, very similar to the original Made to Move yoga pants, but at like a low thigh or a knee length. So they're very much like joggers, almost. And then we have our coat. So this is like almost a trench coat, but not quite a trench coat. If it was a trench coat, it would be belted. It is lined. It does have the Barbie label on the inside. Has a full collar, and that's kind of nice. It's got its whatchamacallit, lapels. It does have a snap closure, if you guys can see that right there. So it's a hard snap closure almost. So you can actually get it to close. Again, I appreciate the attention to detail, but these kind of closures are so fragile. They're easy to repair if you know what you're doing, because all you have to do is sew it back in. But when it comes to something that's lined like this, it's not very easy to repair. So be careful when you're opening snap closures on these. And then we have our other shirt, which also has a snap closure, even though it's basically a t-shirt. I don't understand why it needs a snap closure. But it is lined, and then it has an outer layer, so this is not one piece, as you can see. So that's kind of cool. I do appreciate that they're lining a lot of things in this set. It does give it kind of a different look. So that's what we have on those. And then what we have over here is we have some like Adidas kind of looking shoes, or K-Swiss. Very kind of basic sneakers, white and silver, which is not a bad look. And then we have our fabric purse. So the fabric purses, compared to the model number 3 one, has a little plastic bag that it's contained in. So it's very cute. It's almost Birkin-esque. It does have a little closure, so you can open that. It's another one of these snaps. Again, I don't love it on things that are fragile because it defeats the purpose. Sometimes it's okay to have Velcro on a doll. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people like really intricate closures, but sometimes when it's a doll and it's a small piece, it is okay to do Velcro. So let's take a look at this doll a little closer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna style the first look. So we're gonna take off everything and we're gonna see what she looks like in the in just the yellow. Now, you don't have to remove everything. I'm removing everything because I feel like it's going to show through the slip if I don't remove those underwear. And there's our closure. Again, she's in that slip under there. It's very cute. It rides a little low on her hips. And then we have this one that is a full open, which I do appreciate that, especially if it's going to have snaps, because I don't love when dolls have difficult closures and you're also trying to slide them up over hips and things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get these in there kind of delicately to where we're not snagging anything, because with how thin this material is, a snag is going to ruin this entire outfit. Okay, and she's going to be a little exorcisty for a second here. And there is like a thin strip of elastic, or maybe just an elastic thread that's sewn into the waistline. I really can't get these snaps on. Okay. This is a very pretty piece, which is why I'm doing my best not to break anything on it. It does retail for $100. I got mine on a holiday deal from Amazon, so I only spent $70 on her, and it was really more just to have her after the success I had with Barbie style model number 3, who I got because she was curvy. I did see her today for like I think 64 or something like that. I'm actually a little nervous to put the stand on her in this dress, but I did it. So that is what she looks like in the dress. It doesn't look bad, but I don't love it on the doll. And I'm not sure if it's just my hesitancy to do an entirely one color outfit like that, or what, but it is, I don't know, it's a little off. A lot of people voted on these, and I cannot for the life of me remember what the other choices were. I wish Barbie Styles would show you which pieces didn't make the cut, but that's fine. Very cute. No room for any necklaces or anything, which is fine because she doesn't come with any necklaces. She just comes with a couple of, with the bracelet and the watch, and then the phone. So so the number of pieces, so 1, 2, 3, 4 she's wearing right now, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 pieces, the same amount as Barbie Extra, just a much higher quality. I think these dolls should have started at 50, not 100, in my opinion, because they would have done a little bit less quality with the materials, but I feel like they would have sold more. So it's kind of an interesting look. It's giving me like, for some reason, like Amish girl is what it's giving me. And so we are going to carefully remove this top. Okay. It makes me so nervous taking off tops like that when it comes to dolls. Especially on expensive dolls. Now, had I paid full price for her, I'd be a little more worried. But as it is, I am just kind of concerned about these snaps. Which is kind of funny because the model number 3 did not have these snaps. Her looks did not have these snaps. She also didn't have this kind of material, so that's kind of why. I think it was the decision to use the material no matter what you kind of had to do to adapt it. But let's take a look at our next one, which is our slightly more casual look, which we can take these shoes off for that. I do love a made-to-move doll specifically because you can really wear all the shoes. You don't have to settle for flats or a heel. You just do whatever your heart desires. So this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about when they do this. Like, I think I'm gonna actually go arms up and do it like this. See if we can't fit a little easier that way. No, because the lining I have to go in down. Okay. Okay. Why they didn't just give us a full open back, I don't know. This isn't even a curvy doll, which is the horrible thing. Normally, I only have this kind of issue with a curvy doll, where you're trying to get it up over their hips. But this one is not curvy. She is just difficult. And I don't know if it's because I put the shorts on first. Maybe I shouldn't have. But that really shouldn't be that big of an issue when it comes to putting on a shirt. Especially considering these are relatively really thin shorts. But I'm going to take them off, I guess. What we're going to do is we're going to try to get our other arm in there. Which, again, not an easy thing to do on this one for some stupid reason. Okay, jeez. Okay, yeah. I don't love either of these tops, y'all. Like, honestly. Um, like, I'm having to be very, very careful to try and get these tops on. Like, that took way too much effort to get that top on. And now I have to try and get the top to lay correctly. So that's what she looks like with that. Now I've got to put the shorts back on. So don't try to put your tops on like that, I guess. So dress from the top down, I guess, is the way this is going to go this time. And we have our shoes. Very cute. Geez, I can see why this one went on sale, because this outfit's really not cute. This top gives me kind of old lady vibes. Like, I don't know why they decided, why everybody voted on this top. I know I didn't vote on this top. I think I may have voted on the yellow dress, but I don't think I voted on this outfit when it came down to the wire. But so this is kind of the look with our doll. It's not bad. Not bad if you close it like that. I would have preferred to see a belted closure than a button. But yeah, I don't love that shirt. And that's kind of what it looks like without it being buttoned. She's a very cute doll. And then again, we've got the little bag. And then we've got the clutch. And the bracelet. And then the watch and the phone. So, you know, I don't love it, y'all. It seems like a really good idea, and like on a person, these outfits would work, because a person would adjust. Like, this jacket would be a little more fitted because, you know, the sleeves would go directly inside there. This wouldn't be quite so blousy because it would be pulled down. So, I mean, you can kind of get it there as you're trying, but this outfit wants to be more than it currently is. Will I use this coat individually? Oh yeah, this is a great coat for like a winter wear autumn look. Will I use these shorts? Yeah, probably. Will I use this top? No. Not unless I have a Mother of the Bride doll or something like that. But thankfully there are a lot of really cute tops to go with that. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look to some of our other things that we have taken off of Barbie extras and maybe put them on her. Because I don't love the way that outfit looks. And now, to be fair, I did also kind of dislike a lot of the pieces that they styled on model number 3, but at least she was a different body type. So it wasn't a complete loss. But I think I would maybe replace that shirt with this one. Because, like, that white is doing no one any favors. It doesn't really look cute on her. It's not fitted because it can't be, because they didn't give us a closure. Now, this is the shirt that it could have been if they'd given us a different kind of closure. But instead, they gave us a blouse that's very boxy on a non-curvy doll, which is kind of weird because usually they reserve the boxy stuff for the curvy girls. But I'm going to trade out a couple of pieces, and let's just see how it looks when I change some things up. So I'm going to have to take this off because otherwise it won't come off. And again, another one. Otherwise it won't come off. And it's really this this lining that's getting caught. The lining is just a hair too tight, which I guess is fair, but it's like the whatchamacallit. It's like, why is the lining so much tighter than the actual shirt, though? Because look at what happens with that lining, which is kind of what happens when you wear a shirt that has a lining, is you don't really have any control over what that lining is going to do. And so you just kind of roll with it. Now, I would replace it with this jacket, or not this jacket, this shirt. It pulls a little bit of that black from the pants in. We get a little bit of purple, which accentuates her skin tone. It's a little funky because it's an animal print, because it's snakeskin. And then we can pair this with the black heels right here. Pair it like that. And we can take our jacket, which on our other one was really the only thing holding the look together, and use it much more as it's intended to be, as an accessory. And then, of course, I gotta be careful pulling these sleeves up, trying to not get anything stuck in them. And we're gonna wanna try to get this as flush as possible to really push those sleeves into the jacket sleeves. And I think that looks a little bit better. Just like that. It's a little more muted because it doesn't have that pop of white, but it's a little bit more concise as to what the look is trying to say. If you want to make it a little more, not matronly, but more city smart, pop it in, and you try your best to get your fingers under there to pull that flush. And honestly, with a belt, that would have been a much cuter coat because you could belt it to that length. This fits all body types though, so that would be kind of nice. That is kind of nice that it is that. I would maybe also pair these with some silver tights instead of the black, to make it really pop. With this shirt, I don't know if I like it enough to pair it with anything else, but a way to kind of bring it down a little would be to pair it with jeans. And it would be very cute. With the skirt, I would probably use this as an overskirt to a different dress. Like if I was going to put this on a on a solid color dress, I would do that. Or you could pair it with another top, like a black top. Maybe with like a black bikini top or something like that would be kind of cute. A way to make this a little more funky fresh and less pilgrimy. The bag is very cute. It goes with all of these. You know, we can just slide it onto her arm right there. Right there, and she's ready to go. She's like, I've got places to be, y'all. I don't love that they sewed the sunglasses in again, because it is a lot harder to get these sunglasses off, especially on a braid doll. But we're gonna try our best to get these off without too much damage to the hair. And so that's what she looks like after you take the sunglasses off. We can just kind of pop that out. And then we have to cut those loops, because those loops are now actually restricting the hair movement. Okay. There we go. And that is her face without the sunglasses on. We can just pop those sunglasses on like that for her. We want to try to get it right on the ears. And now she's ready to go. It's a very cute outfit this way. Again, minimal changes. That's my goal in making everything a little more accessible. Because once you've spent, you know, $100 or $63, however much you spent, this is still not a cheap doll. The goal is to make it styled to where you enjoy it and how you want it to be. Because that shirt does not really look that way on her. And I guess I could have put the skirt over the top and it would have looked a little bit better. I didn't do it when I styled her that way. I put the top over the skirt. And it would look probably a little bit better than the way I had it. I should have referred to the images, but I had this outer ruffle, but they put the ruffle on the inside in the photos, so that's how it would look, which is not bad. But again, it's still a little too pilgrimy for me. So this piece is a toss for me. Like, I would never use that on a doll. These two I would probably use for more casual scenes. I'll use these sneakers on whatever doll I feel like it. The accessories are cute, but very, they don't have handholds on either of these purses or the phone. And these are really tight pieces to where I may have to take off hands to put them on, or risk breaking the actual watch and bracelet, which I'm realizing you can't see that against my background, but look at how tight these are. These are not gonna be super easy to put on a doll, because normally what we do is we just kind of snap them on, and that's not really gonna be possible with these two, because these are not rubber, they are hard plastic, which is good because it looks more like metal, but also kind of an issue when it comes to things like that. I could probably take a couple of fashion packs and really makes this set pop, but for what it is right now, I think it's very cute with having only brought in one outside piece, and I think that piece came from a recent fashionista. I cannot remember where I got that purple shirt from, y'all. But the clothing is really high quality. My problem comes in with the closures that they decided to use on them. Because it's no bueno, y'all. Those little snaps break all the time. Like, if you look at vintage doll clothes, that is the pieces that are most often missing. You know what doesn't really fall off that much is Velcro. There are other ways they could have done, like a lace closure on some of them, but instead they gave us these little button snaps, which are not, they're not horrible. Don't get me wrong, they work and they do what they're supposed to do, but they are very much a pain in the butt, because if one of those breaks, you are going to have to find another doll closure to replace that with. So if you are looking into this, last time I checked, she is still on sale. So you could get her for $63, which is kind of a good deal for these. It's almost at what I think they should be, is $50. So if you guys have any questions on her, let me know. If you want to see more of her or more outfit permutations, if you want me to do just a regular, like, how to take pieces from Barbie style and actually make them, you know, applicable. The weird thing about Barbie style is they do give us some basic pieces. Like, this jacket or coat is a basic piece. It is not garish. There is nothing that's going to be kind of crazy about it. My only problem is they gave us a kind of a light brown taupe-ish coat on a medium brown doll, and so it doesn't really pop. I would have loved to seen this in camel or like light tan instead, just for her skin tone. I think it would have looked a little bit better, especially considering we've got darker colors. We've got darker pants, and just that white is the only really, like, basic light piece, and it's not really a great shirt to wear. I do love the yellow. Do I love the fabric that they chose for it? No, because it's so thin. One, that it has to be lined, and two, that it is going to snag. If you get a finger stuck in this, it is going to snag. That's how it's going to work. There is no way around it. It's going to snag. So be very careful when you're putting these shirts on. Very careful when you're sticking feet through here, because this fabric will snag and it will tear very easily. Would I have loved to have seen this in like a silk crepe instead? Yeah. Or maybe like a satin, it would have been really cute. Or even like even a cotton would have been kind of cute in this. But this type of material is right up there with fishnet stocking material that I don't love on a doll. I would like it in real life, but on a doll, there's too many things that get snagged on it for me to want to style a doll like this. So that's the looks. Those are the pieces. This is all my opinions. If you guys have questions on them, let me know in the comments. If you also got one and you have different issues, let me know. If you found really cool ways to style your dolls, tag me in your Instagrams, and let me see what you guys have been working on. This has been Disney D Prince. Thanks, y'all. Be good.